Hey, Sean, you want to talk about something really gross?
Sure.
Bugs. You and
Yeah.
I talk about bugs all the time. We've talked about scorpions and spiders
Yeah.
and fishing bees out of the pool, but we've never, I don't think either of us, seen a bed bug. Well, our next guest has. In fact, she knows all about them.
She does. She's actually a professional at this. This is Brittany Campbell. She is an entomologist with the National Pest Management Association, or the NPMA, which, of course, you all know. How are you there, Brittany?
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me.
It's great to have you. Bed bugs are one of those things that not everyone has had firsthand experience with, or at least know they've had firsthand experience with. But man, when you
Right.
have, ooh, brutal. Let's talk about bed bugs in particular when it comes to summer travel. Do they pose a risk during summer travel season?
Yes, certainly. So bed bugs are this is their prime time during the summer because they're hitchhikers. They like to get into luggage, into people's purses, book bags, and they like to hitch a ride. And so during the summer, even right now, travel's starting to pick up even during this pandemic. And you can imagine as people move around more, they're carrying bed bugs around with them. So this is when we typically see a spike in bed bug populations.
Geez, Louise, that's one hitchhiker I would rather not pick up. So let's talk about where they're commonly found. Like, what areas or what experiences should we be aware for? And how do we know the signs that they're there? How do we spot them?
So typically bed bugs, of course, are going to be found around the bedroom area. So as you travel, say you're staying in a hotel, Airbnb, wherever you're staying this summer, they're typically going to be found where people sleep. So especially around the bed, hence why they're called bed bugs, of course. So what you'll want to do is when you first go into a room, I know everyone's first reaction, including my own, is to just go into a room and throw your luggage onto the bed. But don't do that.
Yep.
You'll first want to put your luggage in, say, the bathroom where there's tile where bed bugs wouldn't typically be. And then you want to go in the room. So you'll want to pull back the sheets completely and get down to the mattress and box springs and look for the signs of bed bugs. So you'll be looking for live bed bugs. They're not microscopic. The adults are about the size of an apple seed. And you'll also want to look for their fecal spots, tiny little black stains.
Sorry. I
Oh,
just had a moment. Yeah, it's brutal.
it's just really gross.
I plan on taking a road trip very soon. It's going to be me and my son, and we're going to stop at like 3 or 4 different hotels. So now, son, stay here in the bathroom. Daddy will be right back. We got to do a check. What do they eat? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they will eat you. They'll eat any human. They don't discriminate. So they can be found in luxury hotels and even lower, fewer star hotels as well. And they feed on blood. So they feed on human blood. And also, I will say that they occasionally will bite a pet. So dogs and cats, they're not their favorite food, but they will bite them occasionally.
Wow, Brittany, I want to stay as far away from bed bugs as possible. So you gave us that great tip about going into a hotel room, stripping off the sheets, really inspecting for bed bugs. What else can we do other than being extremely paranoid, perhaps, to prevent coming across them or carrying them? Or what about people bringing them into our home? Any tips?
A little bit of paranoia, I think, can go a long way. I don't want people to freak out, but it's definitely great to stay vigilant. So when you go in, of course, do those inspections. You can use your cell phone flashlight if you don't happen to have a high-powered flashlight. Do your inspection. But if you're afraid that you may have accidentally brought bed bugs home, once you get home, take your luggage and don't immediately bring it into the house. Do a thorough inspection. So take that bright flashlight again, search the nooks and crannies, because bed bugs like to hide deep in dark areas. Inspect your suitcase and any item that you have that can go into a dryer on high heat, put it in there for 20 minutes. That will kill all life stages of bed bugs.
Oh, that's good.
And
That's good.
if push comes to shove, you do happen to get an infestation, you might want to call a pest control company to help you out.
Yeah, I know. I know where everyone's mind was thinking. What would probably kill the bugs is burning the whole house down. But don't do that. Not necessary.
No, don't do that.
No.
That's maybe carrying it a little too far.
Yeah.
Can I have a little additional question, Sean? Do you mind?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, and when we're inspecting a suitcase, say, are bed bugs the kind of thing like we will see dozens and dozens of them? Or are you looking like with a spider, you're kind of looking for one spider? How do they roll?
So Yeah, so typically when you're inspecting your suitcase, unless you got into an area that was heavily infested with bed bugs, which certainly you would know if there's a ton of bed bugs in a room, you would see them. But typically that's not going to be the case. And so you may pick up one or two. And I will say it's going to be really hard to find that one or two bed bugs because they hide so well. So you're not going to see just bed bugs crawling out of your suitcase. It's going to be kind of hard to find the one or two that may have gotten into it.
Okay.
How can somebody so pleasant be talking about something so disgusting? I don't understand it.
She really is. She is good.
Brittany, you're the antithesis of a bed bug. It's great having you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thanks so much for having me.
What were we going to say?
I loved Brittany. Well, Sean, when she was explaining it, I was like, what about being completely paranoid about this? She's like, well, don't be paranoid, but be diligent. Yes. She's like the perfect messenger.
It really is. Thank you, Brittany. You're great. It's fantastic. Hey, if you want to learn more, go to pestworld.org. And we thank Brittany for joining us today.